How about the Aggies showing the patience they're showing and the discipline they're showing on offense here? Mark Turgeon knew how he wanted to attack the Jayhawks, and his club executing it right now. Ryan Davis turnaround shot, knocked it down.
If you took a look at these two teams for the first time here this afternoon, someone told you one of them is 500 team, the other one was up at the top of the league, you wouldn't be able to tell that Kansas hung on them a few minutes ago. They're getting a little bit closer, knows that they need to play with intensity every time down the floor, especially on the defensive end.
They took some blows in the first half and hung on. Came back to tie to 34. Turgeon again over there pumping a fist. He's a competitor. Aren't they all? Played on 2 state championship teams at Hayden High School in Topeka. Played on championship teams at KU.
And he had a really nice program going to Wichita State. So there was a big decision. In fact, he went to Larry Brown, his former coach, for some advice. Wichita State, he was happy. He was comfortable there. And Larry Brown said to him, hey, did you get into this coaching business to be happy and comfortable? Did you look to see how far you could go and really catch on with a good program?
Look at Collins. Look at Collins. Oh, Sharon Collins. I'll tell you what, if that had been a football, he was smelling the goal line, wasn't he?
Well, he was headed for it. He knew where he wanted to get to, and he was going to get there in a big hurry. Can you imagine that kid comes off the bench for a college team?
Well, how about he's been voted the best 6 man in the Big 12 Conference. Sasha Khan, his teammate, is a terrific bench player. Hard to think that Khan's not the best guy off the bench on his team, but Collins does so many things. You're right. Now Khan with a foul.
Well, Kansas with so much balance, so much depth, everybody on the floor can score the basketball. All their guards can.
Joseph Jones has had a good tournament so far. He hasn't scored here in the second half, but been a good ball game. 6 lead changes, 8 ties so far in this one. See some stitches in Dominique Kirk's cheek right there. It's been a physical 3 games for this A&M team. Brian Davis got it down.
Figure with a power conference like this, it's going to be like that. And starting next year, instead of starting the tournament on Thursday, they're going to back it up a day, go Wednesday, give those coaches an extra day in case the following week in the NCAA you happen to draw a bracket with a Thursday game.
Southeast Conference guys, if you think that was something, they blew the roof off our place last night. They've moved that tournament across to Alexander Coliseum on the Georgia Tech campus, and somebody's going to have to play 2 games in that thing today. They're going to get it finished up. Darrell Arthur, nice soft turnaround jump shot.
Going against Brian Davis, and you take a look at those 2 players and say, how many times will we see that over the next couple of years? Of course, Darrell Arthur was going to be a one-and-done guy, but hasn't worked out that way. Still an outstanding talent. Playing well for Kansas right there. That's a terrific matchup inside.
Tell you what, so many kids are one and done, and some of them go on and they do okay, but so many of them leave, and it just doesn't work. Oh, you are a professional athlete. You can appreciate how difficult it is and how much maturity it takes. Carter. Miss. Oh, what a step back. Dominique Kirk. Where did he come from?
Well, he came from way out on the wing. There are slashing players on the floor that love to get to the offensive glass.
When Collins and Ryan Davis go down at the other end and go down hard. Collins on a tough drive, run into a crowd, and he's a little slow getting up. Watch this.
Shot coming from the near side. Look at Dominique Kirk right there in the middle. Ball hangs up for him. He goes up and gets it. Flips it off the glass. And then Darrell Arthur. Little spin move right there. A baby hook from in the lane. He gets that shot to go down.
Sharon Collins going to the free throw line here. He got hammered, but he's tough. 5'11" sophomore from Chicago's Crane High School. Again, won the 6-man award now. Well, Joseph Jones holding his head as he goes out of the ball game, holding his left eye maybe. Says I'm okay, but I don't think he can be.
Sharon Collins, you talk about 6-man at A&M last week. How about 13.7 assists?
He just brings it every time he walks on the floor, doesn't he? Joseph Jones might have been poked in the eye, the way it looks. I don't know. Can you imagine somebody getting poked in the eye in this game? Or the nose?
Didn't want the water, didn't want the ice pack. Just needs a moment or 2 to collect himself. He'll be right back in there. Mulebach banged up earlier in the game. Banged his knee. Got a chance to bang it again.
Chalmers banged up. He's back. We have a Moshikhan.
Both these teams have enough depth in their front line. They can withstand some foul problems to post players.
10-10 left to play in this one. 26 left on the shot clock. Kansas with the 6-point lead. Boy, and A&M playing them tough. Kansas beat A&M by 17 in the last game of the regular season, March 8th. Now, Mulebach got blocked, so he took it in, and it's out of bounds. Belongs to A&M under their basket with 14 left on the shot clock.
Mulebach made a great move, got an outstanding pass that got him underneath the basket, but he was right under the basket with some tall trees in there, had no shot.
Carter won't go. And boy, Ryan Davis almost stole the rebound, but it was stripped out of his hands. Now taken back by Mulebach. Now they scrum at midcourt. It's going to be Kansas ball on the held possession.
And in the Texas Longhorns, A.J. Abrams, 24 points this afternoon, 7 3-pointers, and he'll hit it from all over the floor.
Longhorns getting some play, and they've really developed their front line down there over the course of the season, haven't they?
Yeah, they really didn't have much going on the front line early on this year, and Rick Barnes identified that and said, I think I'll be fine in the conference where I am, but to go where we can go with this team, I'm going to need more players playing well in that front line. Did a nice job of developing that underclass front line for Texas.
Brandon Rush with his 18th point of the game puts Kansas up by 8.
The key player has the ball right now for Texas A&M. Josh Carter is 0 for 6 from long range. Texas A&M really needs to get something out of him the rest of the way today.
Ilanu down low against Darnell Jackson, fires a pass to Mulebach to the corner, and that is Josh Carter, but he couldn't get it down.
And he's still 0 for, now 0 for 7.
Collins dumps it into the corner. Mario Chalmers in and out. And here comes A&M. Dominique Kirk trying to thread his way through traffic. Wisely stopped and picked up the dribble. He was surrounded.
That was a big defensive rebound for Ilanu right there, because Kansas had a couple players hanging around, ended up in the right spot, but Ilanu able to gather it in and get it to one of the guards.
Josh Carter.
Maybe one of the reasons Carter's held down offensively today is the work of Brandon Rush defensively.
Gotta have something to do with it. Only 5 to shoot now. Kirk, he's been hot. That one's too strong. That didn't get rimmed, did it?
Nope.
Nope. Now they throw it up there. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? That was a 3 that showed up. A gift from the Angels.
That's an effort to just get something on the rim to get that shot clock turned off, and you get 3 points. Hey, that's the shot of the tournament.
Right there. Brandon Rush with an answer at the other end.
And that's exactly the way Kansas plays it. You think you've done something really good on your end of the floor, and they just come back and calmly throw in a 3.
Look again at the KU fans and listen to them here in Sprint Center. They are on their feet and roaring.
Now A&M can get some energy from this crowd. Sure, in the back of their mind, they know they're Kansas fans, but hey, you're in an arena with a great atmosphere right now. You're in a ball game against one of the top teams in the nation, an opportunity to knock off a giant.
And there's Josh Carter knocking down the 3 from the deep corner.
That's his first hit from deep in this afternoon's game.
Jackson, Collins for KU. Chalmers. Jayhawks trying to answer calmly here. 7:05 left in the game. Chalmers kicks it way back outside. Collins lets it fly and nails a 3. Jerron Collins.
They're raining 3s all of a sudden. Woo!
And the Jayhawk fans are singing a song of appreciation to their ball club here. Ryan Davis charged toward the basket, got it inside and scored and was fouled. We have a timeout here. 6:38 left.
It's split.
Whoa, been a little while, hasn't it?
Well, what does that mean for seedings? The selection committee tomorrow.
Maybe a number 1 coming out of the Big 12. How about that? Could happen. And Texas and the winner of this one can decide that tomorrow. But Duke taking the loss today, they were kind of conceded the number 1 spot. That may not happen. So that's what it looks like tomorrow, North Carolina and Clemson. Travel call down there, and A&M's going to get it back. Down by 5 and hanging around.